Time it is, it's time for KP's Video News. KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. Right. That's right, it's time for KP's Video News, y'all. And I'm going to be doing it up today. I'm going to do a special episode here today. And it's all about unity. As you see, I have this well, it's a hoodie. It's actually a hoodie that I was able to get. And it has so many different symbols on here, you know, from all the different tribes. I'm going to call them tribes. I'm not, you know, across the nation, you know, the ones you already know. You got the Crips, the Bloods, Latin Kings, Gangster Disciples, Stones, P Stones, 5%ers, you know, out of New York. So, you know, I'm gonna take this off because it's a little hot. But anyway, I'm doing this show today, man, because it's time for us to get some unity, man. You know, it's time for some real unity. That's what it says on the jacket. It has all these symbols, but it also has a unity patch on the back. Unity, man. You know, that's what we need. We gotta have it. I'm gonna put this to the side right quick. But telling you, because see, with all the people out there that are going around, you know, shooting and acting a fool and killing each other, I mean, you know, they, you know, of course, the news, they always try to talk about, well, look what they, you know, black people, look what they're doing in Chicago. They shouldn't be talking about the cops, this, that. But they don't understand. They'll try to tell you that you're not doing anything to stop black on black crime. And I'm here today with this story to tell you that that is an outright lie. There have been programs that have been around, like Homeboy Industries, that has been around for over 30 years, trying to do something, you know, as far as gang intervention is concerned. So it's an outright lie for them to sit up here and tell you that it's not, you know, it's not anything that's being done to stop gang violence. That's just an outright lie. So first of all, I'm gonna give a big shout out to two guys that I know in Los Angeles. Kev Mack of Kev Mack Videos, shout out, and Skipp Townsend of Second Call. I'm gonna give these two cats a shout out. And I'm also giving you a call out. I'm giving both of you brothers a call out right here, right now. I want to interview both of you brothers at the same time. Kev Mack, Skipp Townsend, shout out, call out from KP Video News. You heard it here first, folks, and you haven't heard it anyplace else. Why? I don't know why you haven't heard it, but you're hearing it today. I want to interview both of you brothers at the same time because I think together, both of you guys can save a lot of lives. Because you both know people from all walks, all over town, all over Los Angeles. And I believe that the two of you brothers have more in common than you do. You think you over here, you think you over here. I think you brothers have more, actually have more in common than you really think. Looking at it from the outside, I believe both of you brothers are really a lot alike. And that's the main reason I want to see you two brothers come together and do this interview, man. Give me this interview. It could be a three-way interview. It could be on Kev Mack Videos, it can be on Skipp Townsend Videos, and it could be on KP Video News. Each one of us could set our own cameras up and we can do this to be a three-way interview. However, I'm interviewing you two guys, and I want you guys to be truthful and honest, and just come out and, hey man, break bread like brothers supposed to. You know, if you got some grievances you might want to air out, get them out. But going forward, I think the unity situation needs to be addressed. I'm just putting this out there. You can agree, or you may not agree, or you may not want to do the interview. That's all good. But I would love for you brothers to do this interview. Now, having said that, a lot of people don't even know who, well, some people out there don't know who you are nationwide. First, I'm going to do it alphabetical order. Kev Mack is the founder of All Hood Productions magazine, consultant, author of Sprung and Still Sprung, the book, and he's a Los Angeles black gang historian. You know, he works on the history of the black gangs, the gangs in Los Angeles. Also, in talking about Skipp Townsend here, I brought his wiki up, and it's like for numerous years, Skipp Townsend has been a key interventionist to the city of Los Angeles gang reduction youth program, and Skipp responds to incidents of violence in the community, and at the same time, law enforcement is deployed to investigate. Skipp uses his community relations and relationships to calm matters, control rumors, and reduce retaliation between victims emotionally, family members, friends, and the community believed to be responsible. Skipp Townsend is also the founder and CEO of Second Call, a violence reduction and a reentry organization serving the greater Los Angeles area, and he served an executive board member of the Southern California Ceasefire Committee and currently sits on two highly distinguished boards in Los Angeles. Skipp Townsend is one of 5 individuals chosen to the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office Advisory Council, and is also chosen to serve on the Community Advisory Board for the Southern California University of USC. So these two, you two guys, man, I gotta do this. I want to interview you two guys. But anyway, let me get on with my story here. Like I said, I think you brothers have more in common than you really understand, or whether or care to agree with. But hey, maybe not. But I'm looking at it from the outside. I think you brothers got a lot more in common than you do different. You both got a love for Los Angeles. Both know tons of people all over LA. You both know people from every hood, nook and cranny. All right, I'm going on with this next one. This is the Urban Peace Institute.org. That's Urban Peace Institute, and I believe this one coming out of Oakland. Anyway, it's a public service, should be defined by communities' experience over policing and violence, and learn our recommendations for police reform, accountability, and embracing community-based alternatives. And this is the LA Violence Intervention Coalition $400 million call to fund peacemakers. And so Peacemakers is another organization trying to doing the real deal in Los Angeles, trying to stop a bunch of gang problems and gang violence. And it says, the Urban Peace Institute, and their mission is to develop and implement policy and systems to reduce violence, achieve safety, and improve community health. They got plenty of programs going on. Got the Urban Peace Academy. The Urban Peace Academy develops teams of trained professionals working to prevent and reduce violence, and our rigorous instruction program develop teams of peacemakers that can effectively address gang-related violence. The Urban Peace Academy also presents effective strategies for forming relationships and trust between residents and officers to ensure neighborhood safety. This work has never been more important as recent events and the need to bridge the gap between law enforcement and communities of color. And the Urban Peace Institute creates a safe and healthy communities by developing tailored situations and solutions for neighborhoods affected by violence. At the core of its efforts, they provide relationship-based policing to improve law enforcement and community interactions. They then engage in policy and system change to ensure lasting impact. South Los Angeles UPI operates a Latino Leadership Institute, Safe Routes to School program, as well as community safety partnership initiative to prevent and reduce violence. So Smart Justice is another part of it. So it works to reduce violence and promote community health and healing through smart justice policy solutions that empower communities, transform policies, and promote individual transformation. And they advocate to reform the overly punitive criminal and juvenile justice systems, as well as Cal Gang database in Los Angeles County Probation Department. It says UPI has supported over 20 cities across the country in implementing violence reduction strategies and community safety solutions. Solutions, man. That's what we got to have. That's what we got to have, some solutions. This next one I'm going to talk about is Homeboy Industries. And Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles County, man, they've been around for a while now. And it was basically created, let's see. The Homeboy Industries is the largest gang rehabilitation and reentry program in the world. For over 30 years, they have stood as a beacon of hope for Los Angeles to provide training and support to formerly gang involved and previously incarcerated men and women, allowing them to redirect their lives and become contributing members of the community. So they imagine a world without prisons, and then we try to create that world. And that's Father Greg Boyle, who was the founder. And so they got a global impact, and they began in 1988 as a way of improving the lives of former gang members in East LA, and has today become a blueprint for over 250 organizations and social enterprises around the world. From Alabama to Idaho to Guatemala to Scotland, the Global Homeboy Network is a group of like-minded organizations committed to impacting the lives of those in their community. They started out in LA, they all over the country and all over the world. They got, not just in LA anymore. So, I'm gonna put the names of each one of these organizations in the on the list there, so you get a chance that you can go to their websites and you can check them out yourself. Now this one here is called GraspYouth.org, and this city 303 West Colfax. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Colfax, that might be in the city of Denver, Colorado. But anyway, GRASP, the Gang Rescue and Support Project, is a peer-run intervention program that works with youth who are at risk of gang involvement or are presently active in gangs, helps families of gang members, and serves as a youth advocate. GRASP works so well because it's primarily run by ex-gang members who broke free of the gang lifestyle and turned their lives around. The staff understands how difficult it is to make the transition and the challenges facing youth who do it. Established in 1991 after a tragic drive-by shooting of a teen, GRASP has evolved into a highly respected and successful programs, and that is in Denver, the Denver Youth Program, a nonprofit organization that over 51 years has helped kids better their futures through one-on-one mentoring. So, hey, gotta do what you gotta do, folks. And last but not least, this situation here, I'm getting ready to talk about, and these are like some solutions that could definitely affect every major city in the United States if the cities implement these programs. And these are programs that are designed to basically divert funds, some funds, not all, some funds from some police departments in these particular cities that have problems with, cop shootings and all this stuff. There were just this one here is in Oakland, and it's Oakland, California. It's called a mid-cycle budget. Mid-cycle. They had some mid-cycle budget cuts from the police department, and they invest an additional $50 million to address racial disparities. And amidst the conversation about racism and calls to defund the police, in favor of repairing long-standing racial disparities, the city of Oakland City Council adopted a balanced $1.7 billion mid-budget cycle, covering fiscal year 20 to 2021 and the second year of the two-year budget, which begins July 1st. The community first budget put forth by the city council's equity caucus of Vice Mayor Reed and council members McElhaney and Gallo and Taylor amended the administration's proposed budget, augmented by $37 million from the CARES Act and $3.6 million in anticipated FEMA reimbursement funding to close a $122 million revenue shortfall caused by COVID-19, redirected $14 million from the police budget to go to community investments, prevent service cuts and pay cuts for city employees. But the main thing is that they want to transform. They want to try to transform the community, and they want to transform a lot of things, man. A lot of things going on here. I mean, they have affordable housing is what they want to work on. Substantial investments in homeless services. Let's see here. Said for the park and landscape maintenance, budget balancing measures. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that they're trying to do here, but that main thing that I was looking at was the fact that they want to implement and create supplemental programs within the city to basically, they're going to add staff to the Department of Race and Equity, and they also want to create groups. Let's say, like, if you call the cops and you say, well, I got a family member here, and this family member has a mental problem, and right now they're kind of acting out and they're doing something, rather than sending the cops over there with their guns drawn, just doing whatever, they would send a mental health group. They would send some mental health workers over there instead of sending the police. Or if you have a situation, a domestic violence program, or a situation where a wife and her husband are getting into whatever, they would send some grief counselors and some counselors over there to address the situation first, before they would send the police. First, they would send them first, and that's the key word. They would send counselors first before notifying the police to respond, because a lot of times these things can be de-escalated, and they can be stopped, and they can be de-escalated prior to having the police come into the situation. Because the police come, a lot of times, as we know, it doesn't end well. As soon as they hit the scene, they already got their guns out, and it doesn't end well for the people that actually called the police in the first place, mainly the minorities. Situation, in the United States, that's the way things have been going for a while. So I'm doing this today, just something that was heavy on my heart. I want to reiterate what I said earlier in the beginning. Kev Mack, Skipp Townsend, I want to interview both of you guys together. Let's get together. Both of y'all got my phone numbers. Call me up, man. Let's see if we can put this together. Plus, we got to get that unity, man. We got to get that unity nationwide. We got to stop the violence between gangs, man. Stop the killing. Stop you know, all the innocent bystanders getting shot, man. Little kids and women and babies, man, getting killed because of the gang crossfire, gunfire. You know, hey, man, we might even have to just come up with a boxing program. Guys, you can sell it, get in the ring, and if you got an issue, man, sell it with your dukes. Put the guns down, man. Got to put them down. It's not doing anybody any good. You know, you shoot somebody, you kill that person. Now you going to jail for life. And that person's family is grieving. Now your family's grieving because you just went to prison. Oh yeah, by the way, just about 3 weeks ago, the Supreme Court of the United States just signed into law a law that states any juveniles that are tried as adults and they are found guilty of murder can and will be locked up for life. I'm gonna say that again. Juveniles that have been convicted of murder, according to the new law just passed by the Supreme Court, can and will be locked up for life. Whereas before, you might have, if you committed a crime, something like that, murder or whatever, and you got out, you might have got out at 21. No more. That's over. That's over. This point on, you will be doing a life sentence as a juvenile. So, time to put the guns down, unless you cats want to end up being locked up forever. From 15, 14, however young you might be, if you go out there and pull that trigger, you will never get out of jail. Ever. So, think about it. These laws are changing all the time, and you got to be on top of these laws, man, and rules and regulations. You got to be on top of it. It's KP's Video News.
KP's Video News, y'all.
That's right, folks. KP's Video News.
It's time for what?
Peace.
KP's Video